Howdy, folks. Waiting on the stream to load up over here. Oh, YouTube. So I can delete the game. I'm not playing South Park tonight. That's tomorrow. Alright. Just wait for things to get going. Might as well eat a carrot while I wait, huh? It's actually been a while since I had some carrots. I feel a little bit like Bugs Bunny. But I don't want to spit carrot all over the place. Which one? We have Ryan Lee stuff in here. What tweet did you see? I made a lot of tweets. All right. Finish off this carrot, then I'll get Chad in here. I also really need a shower. I don't know why I'm wearing this hat. Not because I want to. My hair, this isn't too bad on camera. It's really greasy. I really gotta get in the shower tonight. Usually I shower morning or midday, but it's been a long day. All right. Let's just get right into the stream a little bit. Lots of things I just want to kind of get off my chest or just talk about and have a conversation with you guys and have a decently fun evening here and just chat. You know, sometimes we don't just sit down and chat. I mean, we have our Q&A sessions we do on Fridays, which are kind of, you know, chatting away. But we don't always just sit back and just talk about whatever. And this is kind of a whatever. Instead of being focused on necessarily answering questions, although I will answer your questions if you have any, talk about whatever you want for the most part. I just want to kind of focus on first some specific topics here. And the first one's YouTube issues, just as it says in the title. I'm going to kind of go in order of what I put in the title. So for a couple months now, I'm not going to show you the stats, but I actually want to make sure I have the correct stats for reference point purposes. So let me see, views this month. That's really bad. Wow. Last month. Okay. So, for a couple months now on YouTube, it's probably been over 2 months at this point, there's been an ongoing issue that other bigger YouTubers are now starting to get once in a while. They don't get it with every video, but they've been getting it with some videos. And the issue is that when I send a video live, it doesn't appear on my YouTube page. And I just thought, well, you know, that kind of sucks. But it was still getting a few views here and there. So it must be going through to subscribers and appearing in their sub boxes and going out in their notifications and maybe being sent to their phone if they did the bell icon and they have the YouTube app. And Jacob Bennett, you're welcome, my man. Thanks for coming in and giving me that compliment. I love compliments, obviously. I don't know what person doesn't like compliments. I'm not going to say I always deserve them, but I'm glad you enjoy my content. I try really, really hard at it. So, anyways, I just thought it really didn't affect much. It was just one of those, sometimes the video would appear on my channel 5 minutes later, sometimes 15 minutes, sometimes a half hour, sometimes an hour later. Usually, I haven't had any that have appeared more than an hour after the fact. But anyways, I digress. It's not that the video is not appearing on the channel at all. It obviously appears on the channel eventually. But every video I send live does this. Like I said, it's usually anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour. And it's just sporadic. And I have not thought much of it for a couple months. Because I'm like, well, you know what? As long as people are still able to watch the video, what's it matter? I mean, how many of you guys honestly go to my channel to watch a video instead of getting a notification or seeing it in your sub box or seeing it in your suggested videos on the homepage? Well, the thing is apparently now that it's happening to some big YouTubers, they've noticed a few things that I didn't necessarily pay much attention to and attributed to other reasons until I started digging into it. And that is... Okay, that was me. And that is, the videos that this is happening on are not necessarily going out to people's notifications. Some of you guys will say, oh, but I got notifications for your video. You did, but you might not have got it right when it went live. So what's happening is that when my videos don't appear on my channel instantly, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it's not sending out notifications to everyone who hit the bell icon. It's not sending out notifications to subscribers. It's not appearing in subscriber feeds. It's not going to, it's not going out to suggested videos. And it kind of sucks. And then for some people on mobile, when they do get the notification on the phone, when they tap on it, the video just appears blank. We've actually had someone confirm this on Twitter, and then I talked to some bigger YouTubers today, and it turns out it's happening for their fans as well with their videos when the video does not appear on their channel right away. So something fishy is going on here. There's a bug. Now, the video is factually up. I can direct link to it. I can go watch it. If you click on the direct link I put on Twitter, it will play for you. But for some reason, something's messed up between the channel appearance, the notifications, and the subscribers. Something is messed up in there. And it's been that way on my channel for every single video dating back to about the middle of January. And you guys all know in January was already a rough month initially. I mean, you guys helped make it amazing through our live streams. But you guys helped initially. Well, we were having an initial problem in January because every video was being copyright claimed. So I just kind of chalked it up. Oh, all my videos are being copyright claimed, so now they're being more careful with my videos before they get ads. But because this happens on every video, my viewership numbers have tanked. Like for me to have a video go viral, right? Usually I had about 1 or 2 videos a month that would go quote unquote viral. And what I mean by viral is anything that's north of 20,000 views. I would regularly get 3,000, 5,000, sometimes 8 or 10 on news topics or editorials or any original content, whatever. But now I've noticed over the past 2 months that I'm struggling to get 1,000 views per video. That's never really been the case. I've always been able to get 1,000 views. And it turns out that now that the big YouTubers are experiencing this, they are noting that the videos that's happening on is, making the viewership of those videos go down to 1/4 or less of what it used to be. And when it's happening to every video I put up, that means every video is being limited. And how is it being limited? Outside of the fact that all the subscribers aren't getting it, or some of the ones that do get it, the video ends up being blank and doesn't play for them, so maybe they give up and don't even try to watch the video later. There is the fact that because it gets less views in that first hour due to this bug, it is very unlikely to ever appear in a suggested video. So say I did a Prime News video about the 5.0 update, and say a whole bunch of other YouTubers did videos about the 5.0 update, which they did. Well, if we had a lot of views in that first hour, say we hit 500, 600, 800 views, which doesn't seem like much, but we were doing that before. We would appear in suggested videos on videos from Spawnwave and Dreamcast Guy, and even sometimes Game Explain. But now our videos don't appear in suggested at all because we're lucky to pull 200 to 300 views in an hour and lucky to break 1,000 views after 24 hours. That's not right. That's not how things were working. And I kept thinking it was me, right? I'm not making as many videos as I was when I was pushing 2 to 3 a day. I'm not on that as insane of a grind, even though it's just as much work to make like the one Prime News video. So I figured it's me. I'm doing something wrong, right? But I kept going back to even when before Prime News and looking at my individual stories, including stories that were a big deal. And even we had one recently that hit 3,000 views. It took 48 hours, but it hit 3,000 views, which is now a big deal on my channel to get a video with 3,000 views. Like, I'm going through my videos right now. Let me just open up quick and let me just look at my last 20 videos. Right, wait, I guess I'll look at my last 18 videos. So today, so far, we got 600 views in 7 hours. That used to be 1 hour. Our podcast, granted, this was the middle of the night thing, but even then it would have 1,000 views by now. Only at 600 after 20 hours. 2 days, it's been 48 hours, and Prime Comments is only at 1.1K. Our Super Smash Bros. Saved the Nintendo Switch. My Mario Tennis Aces one did like 5 times the amount of traffic of the 1.4K for Super Smash Bros. Let's see here. The Nintendo Direct Live, that's a mix of live stream and after viewer count, so 1.4K. There it is. There's our 3.1K for Pokemon Switch, a reboot. And the thing is, that took like 2 or 3 days to hit 3K. And that's the best video we have had in a long time. I can't remember the last time we had more. That might be the only time we've crossed 2,000 views in over a month. I'm literally going back here. I'm already back 30 videos. We have so many videos not even hitting 1,000. Like hitting 1,000, like 1.1K is now considered good. And it is what it is, right? It's one of those things where, there we go. Over a month ago, we had a video hit 2.5K. That's the last time. And then over a month ago, when I responded to extra credits, that video hit 19K. Beyond that, it's looking grim. And so our viewership numbers went from like 400,000 a month to 250,000 to 180,000 last month, and right now this month we're at 60,000, about halfway through, meaning we're on pace for like 120,000 views if we're lucky. And obviously, when you go from 400,000 views down to 120,000 views, one, you got to examine, what am I doing wrong? What content am I not making anymore? What things am I not hitting on that I used to hit on? Maybe I need to do more, and maybe I need to respond to more YouTubers, or more do this, or whatever. There's all of that, and then there's also the realization that obviously 120,000 views, not really something you're going to necessarily make a ton of money off of. And you guys know this all too well. As Titanium Brain says, pro tip, never start a YouTube channel to make money, that is. And I've said this before, and when I gave tips on becoming Nintendo YouTubers, I'm like, look, you can do all these things, and these are the ways you can monetize, but don't ever become a YouTuber trying to make money. Don't try to do what I'm doing, right? I am trying to live my dream and do this for a living. And the only reason these past 2 months, and now into this month, I've been able to pull it off is because of you guys. You guys watching this stream right now that have super chatted, that have shared these videos and gotten other people here because of people like Supermodel Dave and Be Righteous and Mark Greenberg and a whole cast of characters. Because of all your, really the super chats, that I have been able to continue to do what I do. And it sucks to rely so heavily on basically donations to continue to make my content. Obviously, we have a Patreon as well, and all of our, I think, 32 Patreon backers right now. It's tough out there as a creator. And I'm trying to do this for a living. It takes a large chunk of my day. And I'm so far successfully doing that, but it's becoming harder and harder as YouTube has this bug that they're not addressing, they're not fixing, they're not doing anything about it. In fact, every time I try contacting them about it, they just deny it's even happening. Even though I have provided screenshots with timestamps clearly evident from, look at this, my video is live, look at the time on my computer, and look at my page, still not live, still not live, still not there, still not there. And like this would be like 45 minutes later, and I'm like, look, the video still isn't appearing on my page. They just claim I photoshopped it. I literally had one of their PR reps email me and say those must be photoshopped. Why would I be photoshopping this? And why would I be lying about my viewer count? They have access to the same stats I do. Clearly something happened once my videos started not appearing on my channel right away to cause my average viewership to drop from 3,000 per video down to lucky to hit 1,000. And it's fine. The people that are obviously watching the videos are loving them and enjoying them. We have a really high like to dislike ratio over the past month. People have really, really taken to the Prime News stuff. People have really taken to our podcast. In fact, our podcast is not necessarily getting the greatest viewership in the world, which was always one of our low viewership things, but it was always like 1,000 view lower viewership, right? Now 1,000 views is our high viewership. So the podcast is doing great, and everyone seems to be loving the podcast. So many more fans of it. People complimenting it. The viewership of our podcast on Podbean and iTunes has been rising as well. Like, there's some things trending in the right direction, but anything that involves YouTube directly is trending down because of a bug they're not addressing. Now, I fully expect over the next 2 to 3 months it to be addressed, because now there is some big YouTubers, like YouTubers of millions of subscribers, it's starting to affect. It's no longer just small creators, which I don't think YouTube really cares a lot about, and I think everyone knows YouTube doesn't care a lot about small subscribers. The big boys are where they make most of their money, and yeah, they don't care about the extra, you know, $400 or whatever they make off my channel per month. So, what's up with the like to dislike ratio? The like to dislike ratio is good. We are getting more likes than dislikes, and like by a wide margin. I think it's at like a 94%, which is the highest we've ever had. But that's not a surprise, because the only people I think that are seeing our videos are basically our regular subscribers that purposefully look for our videos, or are lucky enough to get a notification and have the link work, which tend to be our regulars. So I feel like what we're seeing is that our viewership, what we are getting is strictly a very core audience for Nintendo Prime, which is awesome, and I can tell by the like to dislike ratio how core that audience is. But it's still one of those things where we're not seeing growth anymore. This month I didn't do a giveaway, right? There's no giveaway this month because I wanted to see where our growth was without a giveaway, because giveaways drive growth off of other social media platforms, and so we get a whole bunch of like likes that come in that aren't really, or subscribers that come in that aren't really watching the content. Even if I make it so like they have to watch a video or two to get more entries, it's still one of those. I don't want to force people to watch content. I want them to want to watch it. So not seeing that kind of organic growth. We have actually lost subscribers this month so far, 13 days in, more than we have gained. So we have lost more subscribers today, you know, heading into today, than we have gained this month. And I'm not really surprised by that, because we're not reaching any more new audiences, because the audience we do have isn't even completely getting the videos in the first place because of this bug. We should be getting 2,000 to 3,000 views per video, with occasionally, you know, blowing up to 8 and 9K, and then having some blow up to 20 and stuff like that, because they hit into the algorithm, and then they hit into the suggested videos, and that's where you get your new subs. You get your new subs not from the people that already watch your videos, but from the people who are watching your videos, seeing that video in that first hour, rising that view count up, and then pushing it out to suggested videos. And because we're a smaller channel, you know, like say Linus Tech Tips as an example gets hit with this on a video, and their viewership goes way down in the first hour on a video. Well, their viewership on that video in that first hour still might hit 60 to 100,000. And if that happens, even though maybe they're used to hitting 200 or 300,000 in the first hour, they're still going to appear in some suggested video feeds, because that's still a lot of relative views. But they might appear in less of them. And you know, Linus has actually talked about this before, about how like they want to get in the suggested videos because you want to find a new audience. You always want to grow. You want to always be on a path of growth. You never really want to be stagnant. That's true in content creation, and that's also true in growth patterns. And right now, because of this bug, we're kind of stuck. The only way we're going to get out of this rut, outside of YouTube fixing things, is for other YouTubers to basically push their followers to us. As an example, this week on the podcast, we have OJ coming on from Player Essence, or he is Player Essence, and we have She Says from Brownie Break coming over. And both of them have, you know, larger followings than us. OJ's about 5,000 larger, although he's growing at a much more rapid pace than me. And I asked him today during one of his live streams if it's happening to him, and he says, and he mentioned that it has happened, it's just not normal. He doesn't see this happen a lot. I'm seeing it happen on every single video. We have no strikes on our channel, or no negative. Almost every video we have is approved for ads. There's no reason for YouTube to purposely target us. It's just happening to us. And, you know, obviously She Says has like 300,000 plus, or whatever the case may be. But even like when he talks about my video and puts it out on Twitter or whatever, there's only so many people that are going to watch it. And even if I ask him, hey, can you make a community post about the video or about the podcast, that's great. But how many subscribers are we really going to gain from that, right? Not a whole lot is basically what I'm saying. So there's no way I can fix this. All I can do is focus on the content, right? Making the best content I can. I don't want to just make content to try to bash through the barrier that YouTube's put in front of us, right? The easiest way to bash through that barrier is to put out a content that's going to blow up on Twitter or blow up on Facebook. which is going to push new viewership to the video, which is then going to make it go viral on YouTube because it's going to hit that new subscriber base. But then I start bringing in fans that are looking for more and more of that content, and that's not really what I want to focus on. I don't want to focus on creating drama with Review Tech USA, or going on a rant fest against Dreamcast guy because I disagree with his GameStop opinions, or going on a rant against this guy, like basically becoming one of those guys that just rants about video game YouTubers. I don't mind doing it once in a while when it's a topic I'm extremely passionate about and I want to respond to a video directly in my own way, which I have done. I've done it in a long format sitting back there on the table, and I've also done it in a shorter format sitting right here on a podcast or on a live stream, where I've done it standing up in front of the green screen. Like I've done, sometimes I've even just spoken to a mic and put some gameplay up. However I feel like doing it at that time. And I enjoy that kind of content. But it's not the kind of content I really want to make on the daily or even on the weekly, or even on the monthly, to be honest. I really only want to make that content when I want to make it, right? I don't want to be forced into it. And I don't know if YouTube's trying to make me play their game, or if they just don't give a crap about channels that are trying to report on news and create discussions about gaming. Maybe they're trying to kill gaming channels on the whole. Maybe that's why I specifically have been affected so much. And it's really weird because, let me show you guys something here. This I will show you. Let me load up my back end here. Something weird is happening with Nintendo. Nintendo is like not claiming videos anymore. I don't get it. So let me get this going here. Oh, let's see here. Let's see if I have this set up right. I probably don't. That's covering my face a little. I don't want to move myself. I'm doing good. I want to move. Okay, I have all these things. Whatever. I'll just lean a little bit and show you guys what's going on. So the videos. Here's what's interesting. You see the Splatoon 2 Splatfest live stream by 5J? Notice the green that is monetized right now. That's got full game audio, full gameplay, cutscenes, everything. And it is monetized. Let me show you some more weird stuff going on. Splat to Splatoon Fest Prime Time. The copyright on this is actually a song. So it isn't Nintendo claiming that. I played a song and that song was copyrighted. But let me scroll down. I actually noticed this earlier. Yeah, anytime you see this includes copyright right now, this is because I played a song that was copyrighted. Scrolling down. Okay, so these streams, I don't know what happened. Claimed. Link to the Past. Apparently Link to the Past is claimed, but Splatoon 2 is not. There's the Nintendo Direct. Look at my live reactions. It is now fully monetized. Nintendo claimed it, then they took away the claim. So now the entire Nintendo Direct is on my channel with my reactions, and is fully monetized. I don't know what's happening. So this is coming at a time when Nintendo is actually being better, being the best they've been in years about claiming videos. They are now starting to let us keep our live stream content, and not get claims, or not get as many claims on it. And that's great. But now this is happening at a time when finally maybe I can start showing you guys more gameplay and have some game audio with some voiceover and like have some more and be able to make more high quality content. And now YouTube's like, yeah, we're sorry. We're going to keep having this bug that makes it so your videos don't show up in people's subscriber feeds. It makes it so the videos don't even show up on your own channel that you publish them to in the first place. It's, again, temporary, of course, but it's just it's a really frustrating thing to deal with. Nintendo, for some reason, Splatoon 2 claims take a while. It's weird for me. The claims come a month or two later. Dude, my claims were always same day. My claims were the exact same day with Splatoon 2 for every single stream I've ever done, until the past 2 weeks. Now Splatoon 2 is like fair game. Get all the viewership you want on Splatoon 2. You are golden. You want viewers, now apparently Nintendo Directs. We actually, the last time we live streamed Nintendo Direct Mini, Nintendo almost put a strike on our channel for it. Now they're just like, hey, look, monetize it. We don't care. I'm not saying that things are getting better with Nintendo. This could just be a temporary thing, but at least for the past 2 weeks, Nintendo has been better with their copyright claims and seem to be encouraging, at least encouraging me to do things like play more Splatoon 2 or show more of the Nintendo Direct. I actually took clips of the Nintendo Direct, put it in another video, and they didn't claim it. Now, I need to test it a bit more with some trailers. But as an example, I put on replay that Smash CGI trailer in one of my videos for like 3 minutes, and it didn't get claimed. I thought for sure that was getting claimed, and it didn't. So something's happening. Nintendo's getting a little more relaxed with how they claim things, at least for now. Maybe those videos won't get claimed a month or two from now, and by then, I'm not really going to care as much because they're already done getting views after like 3 or 4 days. Anyways, very few videos stay viral and keep gathering up views. Those are only like the most popular videos we've done that still get like, 500 views here or 1,000 views there. And those are so far and few in between. In fact, I think I think almost half of our viewership this month has come from old videos. Maybe even more than half. We're at 60,000 views this month. I think most of that has come from old content, not new content, because I was going back and looked at the viewership on new content this month. We're under 20,000. That's not good. 2/3 of our views being on older content's not good. But yeah, it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. All I can do is keep saying thank you guys. You guys are keeping the channel afloat. This is another really low month. We're about halfway through the month, and I've only got like 200, and I think it just updated after the live stream yesterday. $254 made this month. We're on pace for the good old 500 spot this month, which is basically... we didn't make much last month either. We had the $700 live stream, which was amazing, and then we made $300 the rest of the month. We hit $1,000, but we made $300 the rest of the month between all the other super chats and the ad money, because our viewership is being just sliced right at the wrist. And I've even had some people tweet at me and email me, "Hey man, why am I not getting your videos anymore?" I don't know. Talk to YouTube. I can't fix it for you. I wish I could. Ugh. And I'm sure, I said, it's cyclical. YouTube's going to fix it eventually. Bigger YouTubers are having it happen now, which means it's going to get more and more attention from YouTube itself. They're going to fix it, and eventually we'll get back to our videos doing what they were doing pretty much the entire time I've had this channel, appearing right away and going out to our subscriber base. Again, obviously, there is something about the subscriber base, because if you don't hit the bell icon, you're not guaranteed to get notifications, blah, 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 blah. But you know what I mean. At least it'll be back to what it used to be. And obviously, we're hoping that happens by E3, because thanks to you lovely people, we are going to E3. And I feel like that's probably a good time to transition into talking about E3. And I will get to some of you guys' comments in a moment. So for those who don't know, I mean, if you follow us on Twitter, you're already aware of what I'm about to say, but not everyone follows us on Twitter. By the way, it's at Ninty, N-I-N-T-Y Prime. So if you happen to have Twitter, go ahead and follow us. We actually, we have a lot of conversations on Twitter every day, about what's going on YouTube, maybe what's going on in my life, what's going on with new content we're making, etc., etc., etc. We also post up like news posts, individual news posts we might do at our website, nintendoprime.net. We don't do a lot of them there, but we do some, because I'll tell you why we do that in a moment. But, so when we went to apply for a media pass for E3, the number one thing I looked at was what's the best way to apply for a media pass, because I've applied for one before, I've applied for other people before, I've always been approved, but that was at Zelda Informer. So I'm like, what's the best way to apply for Nintendo Prime? Okay, well, YouTube channels need 100,000 subscribers and 50,000 views per video. We obviously do not fall into that category, nor do most YouTubers I know. Really, even the ones that have 300, 400,000 plus subscribers don't necessarily get 50,000 per video. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So, all right, well, what's another way I can apply? Well, we do have NintendoPrime.net. It has been around for 6+ months, like they say. It has that content consistently every single month. Yeah, that's the only requirements I have. So Eric and I applied, and then we got a response. And we were denied our media pass, which I kind of expected because the site didn't have a lot of traffic. And they said basically that we need 10,000 unique viewers per month per person we want to send to E3. So we would need 20,000 unique viewers per month, and this would have to be consistently over a span of the prior 6 months. Well, obviously we can't go 6 months back in time, get a bunch of posts up and build up an audience there. It's just not possible. So what you're going to see moving forward at NintendoPrime.net is that we're going to keep posting news there for next year's E3, because there's no way in heck our YouTube channel is going to get big enough unless we just blow up out of nowhere and we're at 200,000 subscribers and getting 100,000 views. It could happen, and we're still going to try it, but if it doesn't blow up, it is what it is. So that's going to progress into next year. So Eric and I specifically are going to keep putting up news posts on the website, individual stories, kind of like you see at My Nintendo News, Nintendo Everything, etc. We have a Facebook following that's driving traffic to it of over 60,000. And yeah, I think we can hit the 20,000 plus goal from here until next E3. Then Eric and I will get approved for media passes through the website, oddly enough, even though we get significantly more views on YouTube. Really crazy. But it is what it is. That's just how they want it done. So we are going to have to push hard to... It is extra work on my plate, which does suck. But we're going to have to push hard to maintain that and grow that. And I guess bring Nintendo Prime back to what it kind of sort of was meant to be 2 years ago, which was a website. Although YouTube still, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I am not editor-in-chief of NintendoPrime.net. I am Nathaniel Ruffle-Jans from Nintendo Prime, the YouTube channel. I am a content creator. I am a YouTuber. But we're going to have to push the website a little more. So don't be surprised if some of our news stories start linking to the website in Prime News, or if you start seeing me plug the website on Twitter a lot and stuff like that, because that's where we're kind of, we got to get some traffic there to build up for next year's E3. Literally the only reason we're doing it. I have no passion or desire to do it. I am very good at doing it, because that's what I did at Zelda Informer, but it is what it is. So that's going to be a thing. And that's because we got rejected. And what does this mean for our trip to E3 to be rejected? It means that we have to pay to go to E3. It is $249.99 for, well, before taxes, for what's called a gamer pass. This is like a new thing they've added over the past 3 years. And what it is, it's a pass anyone in the public can buy to just go to E3 for 3 days. It's a floor pass. It does not get you in the doors early, which sucks because the lines get long like that, and a media pass gets you in early so you can skip a majority of the line. It does not give you any access to the media room. Like, there is a specific room that you can go to, or media can go to kind of relax and sit back and all that stuff. You don't... I don't even think it includes access to the EA Play thing that's outside. I think that only the Media Pass gives you free access to that. So you'd have to, if we wanted to go to the EA Play thing that's outside, we would have to pay extra to get into that. And if they have Nintendo Switch games in there, we're going to kind of sort of want to get in there. So I don't know how that's going to go down. Yeah, and we have to buy 2 of those because 2 of us are going. Eric and myself. You know, you got to have a camera guy. You got to have someone playing the game, etc., etc. So... and it's going to make what we do just a lot harder. We're going to have to wait in lines even longer. We're going to be able to record less content. I'm hoping that maybe some YouTuber or something I meet there has a connect and can maybe get us, you know, a media pass behind the scenes after day 1. Probably not going to happen. And you might be saying, but hey, I know other YouTubers smaller than you that get media passes. How did they do it? Through the Nintendo Ambassadors Program, which we are not part of. We have applied for the Nintendo Ambassadors Program. We have been denied for the Nintendo Ambassadors Program. We will be reapplying for the Nintendo Ambassadors Program when we're allowed to, which unfortunately is a month before E3. And from our history with the last time we applied, it takes 2 to 3 months to go through the process of getting approved. So we won't even be approved till after E3. And even if they rushed us through the process, there's no guarantee that we would get into E3 in time because at that point they're not accepting registrations anymore. And on top of that, gamer passes would be sold out. Now they also have a business pass. Now the business pass gets you the same access as a media pass, except instead of going to the media room, right? Instead of going to the media room, you get to go into the upstairs suites, and they have like their own business lounge up there, and you get to eat. You get free lunch and free breakfast up there, and quote unquote free. And you get your own like room to set up meetings in and do interviews and whatever. So like if I spend the money, we could have basically a Nintendo Prime room where like if we want to bring other YouTubers up to that room so we can do an interview with them, we can do that. We could record our podcast in there. We could actually set up our gear in there. It's basically our room, although we would never leave our gear in there overnight because there's tons of stories of theft and all that stuff that happens there. So we're not going to leave any gear there overnight. But it would be kind of cool to like get in there early, set things up, you know, so we can like grab other YouTubers and you know, record footage or maybe edit up there, whatever. Like, it's really cool. But those passes are $995. And we would need 2 of them. That's insane. That's $2,000 for us to have business passes. So we're not doing that. So we're getting gamer passes. We're going to be purchasing them this week. And yeah, so we're still going to E3, but now $500 that we weren't planning to spend is now spent. It is what it is. I'm not sitting here asking for more money. I told you guys this trip was going to cost more than what we raised, but it is what it is. We will just do our best to make it up. It sucked because in that budget, you know, we included things like renting a workstation laptop for us to bring with us, so we have a professional laptop to edit with while we're there, so we don't have to like record everything and then wait a month to get the content out to you because we got to bring it back to home and get it all off the files and do this and do, like, we can actually edit a lot and still get up daily videos and stuff. Like, that's our goal. So we got the workstation laptop rental. We were considering purchasing a DSLR camera just because we need one anyways, and it's really useful at E3. Especially when lighting isn't necessarily always the greatest, and camera phones, like we'll be using like this phone. This will be our primary camera. It isn't the greatest in certain lighting situations and flashing lights, and you get bad colors and bad audio at times, whatever. So we were thinking about purchasing a DSLR camera out of the budget if we could afford it, because we looked at what the hotel and flight's going to cost. I don't know if we get any E3 discounts now because I don't know if the Gamer Pass includes a discount code for hotels and flights. It probably doesn't because it's not a media pass, whereas media kind of get a little bit of discounts on things. I doubt just a general person from the public, which is what we would be considered, can do that. In addition, we probably can't get a booth tour. And what sucks about not getting a booth tour is booth tours make you skip the line, go behind the scenes, and you actually meet people from Nintendo. We won't get to do that because we won't have a media pass because it's only available to media. Frustrating stuff, right? Really frustrating. So this all dropped today. Like me figuring out, or me realizing and discussing with other YouTubers the YouTube issues, and then we also got rejected for E3 the same day. So that's fun. Let me read what some of you guys say before we just talk about, you know, life, gaming, happiness, blah, 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 blah. Let me scroll up a bit and just see what some of your comments are here. Historian says, any tips on budgeting, equipment, games, and life? I want to start YouTube, but I'm not making much money. So here's the thing. As someone's told you before, don't start a YouTube to make money. It's a bad idea. If you want to make YouTube content for the fun of it, go for it. In terms of budgeting, equipment, games, and life, the big thing is, like, when I started out really doing this thing, like, on the daily, you see this. I wasn't even using this. I was using, like, this thing. This iPhone. This 6S or whatever. 6S Plus. The big thing is, this is all you need. If you have a decent cell phone with a decent camera that can do 1080p, 30 FPS, at least, and has okay audio, it's just going to be okay. You can do a lot of your content with this. A lot of my early videos for Nintendo Prime were made with just a phone like this. The audio was okay. Obviously, you have to make sure that you don't have a lot of audio things going on like crazy. You have to have a computer to edit on. You can edit even on a laptop. Depends on how fancy you want to get with your editing. Like, I wouldn't call my editing fancy, but even then, my computer with a 6700K at a 1070 still struggles at times. But it is what it is. You can edit. Like, I have this really crappy laptop in here somewhere that's like 10 years old. It could technically edit videos in a really old version of Sony Vegas. It just it takes 14 hours to render a 5-minute video. But I mean, it can be done, and it will render it. And I have done it before. I did it on a trip when we went to E3 2 years ago. I had that laptop with as a backup, and I was rendering videos on it for 14 hours just for 5 minutes of footage. Oh god. But it still works. It will do it. It doesn't crash. Kind of, sort of. As long as you don't touch it, it doesn't crash. If you touch it while it's rendering, it crashes. Whatever. So that's the thing. Like, if you're trying to YouTube on a budget, phone is really all you need to YouTube on a budget. Everything else that's going to make you successful as a YouTuber, you could have all the equipment in the world. You could have a 4K webcam like I do. I didn't even buy this. It was a present to me from my parents for Christmas. You can have these AT2035s with a mixer and a green screen and like an actual like table. This is actually a really solid desk that I'm using for most of our recordings. You could have all the background art in the world and lighting, like this light that's on up there for some reason that doesn't need to be. Or the other light I have here, I actually have 2 more lights or 3 more lights that I'm not using because my space in here is so tiny. I just don't have room to put up any more lights. I actually need some. What I need is the light from down there shooting up at the green screen and the light down here shooting up at the green screen. That would actually make it a lot easier to key out the green screen and not have any shadows. Like look, I have all my lights on, and if you look a certain way, hold on, let me see here. If you look a certain way, you can still see a shadow off the back of my chair. And if my lighting's proper, that wouldn't happen. Also, it doesn't help that I'm so close to the green screen. But again, this is a small room, so I don't have a lot of space. I can actually move the table forward a few inches, and that would give me more space away from the green screen. But then I also would be running into it with this chair nonstop. I already do sometimes when I back up to like here, but I don't. It's such a small space I'm working in. I got to do the best with what I have. Because this is the only room in the house that my fiance lets me keep the lights up and everything, because she was letting me record out in the man cave, but the problem is my kids are going through there and I was having wires running everywhere, and it wasn't safe for children. If I'm being honest, it just wasn't safe for children. So while I still might do an occasional video out there, now I'm tethered to this webcam. I can't take this webcam with me, so if I do a video out there, guess what it's recorded with? So that's really... don't budget a lot. You just need a smartphone. Everything else that makes you a success as a YouTuber is you. It is your ability to create scripts if you want to go that route. It's your ability to be a good presenter. It's your ability to be good at on camera. If you want to do gameplay stuff, you are going to have to own a capture card of some sort. I use an external capture card called the Elgato HD60, but there's several options out there, both internal and external, for cheaper prices than what I paid for that. Whether or not you HD or 480p or whatever gameplay you're recording. But I never suggest putting a huge budget towards YouTube unless you are kind of sort of at the level that we're getting at or above, where we're not, we're making a semi-livable wage off of YouTube. It's still technically in the poorhouse. But we're making a somewhat livable wage. And when you get to that point, you can start investing in equipment. Now, the reason that I'm invested in like an editing computer here that's off camera, or the mixer and stuff like that, the reason I was able to invest is because of money I banked up from when I was the editor-in-chief at Zelda Informer. So my prior job, I banked up some money to invest in equipment to do Nintendo Prime. And honestly, that's not what I suggest anybody does unless you can afford to do it, because you said yourself you're limited in gaming. You're limited in your budget. You said you're not making much money. So, focus obviously on making sure you're making enough money to survive somewhere else. YouTube on the side. Have fun with it. Find something unique that you enjoy doing. And if it's not unique, do it in a different way. Me reporting on Nintendo news is not unique on YouTube. But I'm unique. I'm different. I am who I am. And that's not going to change. People have to like who you are. Or they have to really, really hate you so much they want to watch you to hate you. That's the thing that happens on videos too. But yeah, the equipment matters less than the content you're making, if that makes sense. Like, I have the ability to make super professional content. I don't have the time. Like, time's a huge thing for me right now. I tried really hard on the recent episode of Prime Comments to make it super professional. 4 hours of editing. I was so proud. Corruption. Like, it's frustrating. Don't try to do what I'm doing. And I think most YouTubers would tell you that. I think even Linus Tech Tips, said don't try to do what he's doing, because not because you can't, but because you got to work up to it. And he had a job before he was doing YouTube, so like having a job and working your way till you're successful on YouTube. If you get successful, never expect to be successful. You could try to be, but don't expect. I would consider us a successful YouTube channel, but it's such an unconventional success that I can't tell you that this is how you should build a channel. This channel has technically existed for 8 years. This is not what you want to do to become a success today. It might be better to talk to someone like Spawnwave, who came out of nowhere like 2 years ago, and now his channel's almost at 100,000. He'd be someone probably better to talk about advice on how to grow a channel out of nothing. Or who knows, maybe he's got a story too, where he was able to bring a crowd from somewhere else. Beats me. Just rolling out what other people said. I've got to buy a PC before I make content. I'm using a phone right now. Nothing wrong with a phone. You can actually make YouTube videos on your phone. I have personally never done it, but I've heard there's some decent editing stuff if you have a nice enough phone that you can actually edit videos on your phone and put them on YouTube. That's really all you need to do. You don't need a fancy intro like I have or any of that stuff. Just make content that you are proud of. It doesn't need to be the best. Let's see here. Scrolling down. Is Nintendo finally cooperating with content creators? I wouldn't say that. I would say this is just a temporary thing. They're probably going to start cracking down again. Maybe they switch legal teams. Maybe they fired someone and they're hiring some more people. It's going to be temporary. Nintendo's rules haven't changed. So, still pushing that dang creator program. Let's see here. Manny Gonzalez says, maybe Prime News is not getting enough attention or people don't like it. It was funny. Prime News is getting about 1,000 views. The individual news videos I was putting up leading into Prime News were not even getting 1,000 views. So Prime News has largely been successful. It's just, we are so limited in our reach because of YouTube that it doesn't really matter. I wish I was doing Prime News, 4 months ago. When we were really starting to hit our stride during the holidays, I really wish I was doing Prime News back then, because then it might have that pre-established audience where even when YouTube does us BS, we still get 3,000 or 4,000 views. But unfortunately, it doesn't, because it's a new thing we started, less than a month ago? 3 weeks ago now? And I'm still working out a steady flow for it, of course. Everyone likes it. It's just getting a steady workflow where it comes out at a consistent time, blah, blah, blah. Like today, a prime example, today, we did not get Prime News out this morning, not because I couldn't. I mean, I took a while to edit it, but not because I could not get it out this morning. No. I very well could have had it out at freaking 8 a.m. YouTube decided today, for a large chunk in the morning, that they didn't want to send out any videos to subscribers. That was happening, and they publicized it on Twitter. So guess what? I'm like, well, I'm not publishing Prime News now. No one's going to see it. Turns out no one's really seeing it anyways, but whatever. It is what it is. The stream's getting decent views. Yeah, usually when I'm just having these just talking streams, they're not very often. People like to tune in to hear people bitch. I think that's just the way humanity is. We like hearing people bitch. Fire Soul wants to know if I sorted out the bingo cards yet. I started looking at them. I'm going to figure out tonight if anyone got more than 8. If not, obviously I have to sort out how many people got 8 and then get you guys your $5 cards. I apologize for that happening later than I wanted to. Life. It's just life. Life can be really frustrating sometimes. But thank you for reminding me, Fire Soul. I was already working on it, but I appreciate being reminded in a friendly manner like that. Because I know right now we know for sure there's 3 people tied with 8, but we had some people who only did it through email. So I just got to finish going through them. The 2 I looked at so far did not, but there's like 5 other ones I have to look at. So, let's see here what some other people are saying. Am I gonna soundproof my room? Maybe I've never showed you guys this. I don't know how many guys have seen it. You guys remember when I used to do Prime Comments? And instead of being in that corner over there, this is actually not that long ago, I would sit in this chair, spun around, and you guys would see my desk. Which, I probably should do more videos like that, because I used to keep my desk a lot cleaner than it is now because of Prime Comments. My desk is a big mess right now. I really should clean this up. Maybe I'll do that tonight after I grade those bingo cards. Anyways, yeah, I have soundproof stuff in here. It's not everywhere. I still have more soundproofing stuff, but I don't have enough for what I want to do. So there's 2 big things. Well, really one big thing I want to do, because the soundproofing does improve the quality of the audio. So I've got some squares there next to the Majora's Mask. There was one behind the TV, but I had to move it because of the wall mount. The wall mount stud lined up right where the stuff was. So really, I should just trim it. I've got some up there, and I've got some over here. There is absolutely none on any wall over there. So, oh, and actually, believe it or not, the green screen back there actually helps a little bit with the sound dampening. The big thing is I need to cover my whole ceiling. My entire ceiling needs to be these foam, like 1.5 inch or 2 inch things. But they're kind of expensive. Like, really expensive. So, I just don't have enough of them. I have more than what's up, but not enough to even begin putting them back up on the ceiling. A couple reasons I want to do the ceiling, not just because I have a very boisterous voice, so very loud, very full. You guys know this, I'm sure. Or maybe you don't realize that's the way I am, but like I'm just loud. My bedroom is right above here. So my fiance will often be trying to sleep while I'm working, and I am keeping her awake because I am loud, especially during live streams. She hates me during live streams. So getting all the soundproofing stuff up along the ceiling and then against this back wall specifically will really help dampen the sound for her, but also increase the quality of the sound in here because there'll be less echoes. It's already a small room, so it's not too bad, but it would really help, especially more during live streams, because those AT2035 mics are so good at sound dampening on their own that when I talk into them, you don't really hear any of the reverb or any echoes. But when I talk into like live stream situations where the mic's not right next to my face, that's when you start running into some audio quality issues. And eventually, if we do blow up big enough to get an office, it's going to be a more wide open space. It's going to be more warehouse style. And when that happens, then you really got to work on your soundproofing. But we'll worry about that when we get there. At that point, we'll have a lot of considerations to make if we ever get to the point that we're actually going to get an out-of-home office, which would be amazing. Can't tell you how much of a difference it would make with content creation, but it is what it is. Time to change my goal, LOL. Yeah, because it's $500 more than I thought. I'm not going to change it. And reality is that we're just thankful to make what we made. I don't know by the time E3 rolls around. I haven't even got my tax return. There is a specific thing I have to file for it, but I actually have it right there. And the reason it's not mailed in is I got to go buy some stamps tomorrow. You know how often I use stamps? Like once every 3 years, so I never have any. So I have to go buy some stamps and mail that out. It's a update to a specific thing on my on my federal tax return. So I can get that here before E3. If that doesn't come before E3, I'm in trouble. And it already says 6 to 8 weeks, and I'm looking at 6 to 8 weeks, and I'm like, that's the middle of May. If it's delayed much more than that, it might not be here before E3, and that would suck. But it is what it is. Hopefully we get that all sorted out. But yeah, I don't feel a need to change the goal. Obviously, I keep the meter up because I want people to keep donating. Keep donating. It's great. It helps us out. It'd be great to go way over budget. Heck, we hit $5,000, $6,000 for E3. Oh my God. I'm not renting a laptop anymore. I am buying an editing laptop. I am definitely buying a better DSLR camera than I've been looking at. Buying proper lenses for it. Getting a good shotgun mic for it. Because I hadn't even considered a shotgun mic in any potential E3 budget. So many great things that could happen then. And heck, for $6,000, we might as well start considering getting a business access where we get all that extra professional stuff that we can do. But we don't have $2,000 to throw away. Not in our budget. So, all right, let's see here. We're done here. You're losing the initial push of Nintendo Switch. Wait for E3, people will be back on board, hopefully. Yeah, it's not that. Do it. It's got nothing to do with that. Literally, this has been proven now. Factually proven. Every time I put a video up and it doesn't instantly appear on my channel, the amount of viewership is cut into it in that first hour by a quarter. This is like a fact. Like some big YouTubers started doing all the research, and it's like factually a thing. So for 2 months, all of my viewership in that first hour has been cut down to 25% of what it usually was through no fault of my own. And because of that, we're not getting into suggested videos, and our viewership tanks. Thankfully, you love the people on live streams. Have been lifting us up. I think we made like $45 on the live stream yesterday. That's the most money I think we've made in a day this month. Like by a long shot, by a lot. And I'm putting in like 10-hour days, so it is what it is. The YouTube dream, the reality of the YouTube dream is not so fun. It's not so great. Let's see here. Have you really played Payday much? I've only got 20 hours and you've lost interest. I have not paid it since that live stream. I've been too busy. I haven't played much games at all, if I'm being honest. Played a little bit of Golf Story the other day with Eric. And a little bit of NBA to relax the other day with Eric. He doesn't own Payday, so we haven't played it together yet. But no, I haven't had a lot of time for gaming. Parent-teacher conferences this week. Kids going crazy. Even yesterday when my sister took the kids and I was going to get all this work done, I fell asleep. Oh, we have a new follower, Portable Mage 91. Nice. I literally fell asleep. Because I was so exhausted from being a parent that I wanted to get this work done yesterday, and I just passed out as soon as I got home. Didn't wake up until pretty much live stream time. And that's why the podcast went up so late. That's why everything was late. Ugh. Not happy about it, but what are you going to do? Every now and then you just need a break as a parent. And sometimes that break doesn't mean go work. It means go take a nap. Let's see here. Awesome. So I think we've kind of caught up. Chat has slowed down a little bit. All right. So other things to talk about. Life is hard, guys. I don't know if your parents ever told you this, but life is hard. Man, you know how much I wish I was a kid again? How different things would be. If I had the perspective of an adult today, of a parent of 3, how different my life would be. I'm not saying I would have had kids, but you would think the world is falling apart because you would know that the life you had back then was actually so much easier than when you got older, that you would actually enjoy it more. So the reason I would love to be a kid again is because I would enjoy my youth, enjoy being a child even more, knowing what I know is ahead. And part of me might think, oh, well, knowing what's known ahead, you can avoid certain things, which of course, or you could live in dread because you know things are going to get worse. But I wouldn't say life is worse. Life is just harder. It's hard being an adult. You know, bills never stop, ever as an adult, ever. Even when you think you have everything done, there's always another one coming. I think I'm pretty good off on bills in this moment, but like 2 weeks from now, there's going to be more and more bills come. Heck, I could get a bill in the mail tomorrow about something I forgot about. It's just the way bills go. Raising children, as much as I talk about how hard this job is and how much I enjoy it, but then the pitfalls of it. Being a parent is the hardest quote unquote job in the world. Just to be of one child, let alone 3. Because to those children, you are their world. They don't know anything really without you. Now, teachers obviously help, friends help, and they start to become their own person, yada, yada, yada. But like they look to you for guidance, everything. Your mistakes become their mistakes. It's very taxing to try to always be this perfect parent every time you're around your kids. When like earlier today, my 2-year-old was just really, really frustrating me. He's so cranky. They were up past midnight last night because they went to Mall of America and did the whole Camp Nickelodeon thing. Didn't get back till after midnight with my sister. And they were just super cranky today because they didn't get a lot of sleep, the boys. And my 2-year-old's just being cranky. I get him in the bath. I walk out of the bathroom after smiling at him, and I'm just like, oh, God, can someone effing kill me, please? Because sometimes you're just sick of it. It sucks, man. There's times it's amazing. I even tweeted out a moment, I think earlier this week or last week, when my kids were playing and having fun and everything was going well and they were listening and they were goofing off and going on the slide together, and like it was great and it was fun, and you live for those moments with your children. You live for the moments when you're proud of their accomplishments, like when they do well in school, or if they're playing sports and they score a goal in soccer, or they make a hoop in basketball, or catch a touchdown in football. Like, you live for those moments. It's just that, like, you're living for the moments rather than living for the daily grind of it all, because the daily grind of it all is very difficult, and it's only going to get more difficult. Like, you might hit a grace period between the ages of like 8 and 12 where things are kind of sort of easy, and then teenage years hit and it just all hell breaks loose. Puberty's happening, hormones are running high, drama's starting to come into their lives, outside influences are influence them even more than ever. They're extremely impressionable, and you're hoping you do everything you possibly can, not to shield your children, but prepare them to make the correct choices, because ultimately they're going to make a bunch of choices that, without your approval, that you might not like, but you're hoping that they don't make the worst of those choices. You know, we all know how bad the choices can get when you're that age. Some of you guys might even be that age, might be in your teenage years. You know the pressure and the stuff that's going on around you, and how easy it is to fall into temptations. So you hope you raise them right to make the right decisions in those moments. If they make mistakes, you hope you can help them pick them up from the ground and make them face the consequences of those mistakes and learn something from it, rather than repeating that mistake again, right? Like, as an example, if one of my children ever tries a drug, like, I'm not talking like marijuana. I'm talking like if I have to like go to the hospital because one of my kids did meth once, that would suck. But I'm hoping that I can help them use it as a learning experience to never want to do it again. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. None of us do. But my kids are age 2, 4, and 7. My 4-year-old's almost 5, so he's basically a 5-year-old. Turns 5 in May. And it's most days as a parent, I'm like, I haven't showered today because of my kids. Most days as a parent, I am ripping my hair out, and I just don't want to do it anymore. I want to quit. But I don't, because I refuse to let my kids grow up without a father. I'm not going to leave them. I love them way too much. But a lot of days as a parent, it feels like you really don't want to do it. But you have to pretend. You got to put on that fake smile. You gotta try as much patience as you can. And even if you've lost your patience, you gotta pretend you didn't lose your patience. And if you're going to yell, you're going to scream, you're going to swear, you're going to do something just completely immature for someone my age, right? I'm going to be 32 years old this year, father of 3, try to be this upstanding person, and all of a sudden you're like hit that boiling point, and you know you're going to say something or do something that is so unbecoming, and everyone in the world's going to think you're the most immature thing. Like, they don't understand it unless they've been there. So like, you find that bathroom stall, or that family bathroom at the mall that nobody's in, that you can lock the door and you just scream and let it out. People outside might hear you, but you try not to do it too much. You grab that pillow at home and you start yelling and swearing into it, trying to muffle everything, because you just need that release of anger. And it's hard to come down from those moments. You just hope when you look back at your children that they're doing something that makes you smile and makes you happy, because they can. As much as they can be the terror and the pain of my life, like that little smile from my 2-year-old can just light up my world and make me forget about all the bad things that just happened. And that's what sucks as a parent, is like, you might be punishing your children and they give you that smile, and if you're a parent, you know what that smile is, and you just want to melt and give them everything. And that can make you a bad parent if you give in too much. You know, you're grounded from TV. Oh, look at that smile an hour from now. Oh, you want to watch something? Okay. Like, no! It's so hard. It's so hard. But that's kind of like my daily life as a parent. I don't want to do it, but I do it. And then I love doing it, and then I hate doing it. It sucks. It's also why this office, like, that's why you guys aren't seeing it. This huge mess that just kind of sweeping right in here. Conveniently where I don't record. Where I record over here, clean. Where I record back here, mostly clean. I have a few things up here that are off camera, like the alcohol, Scurvo that I need to fix, and a couple blankets and stuff down there. But for the most part, where I record's clean because it's a recording area. But like, now that I don't record, it's like this doesn't get cleaned up because I'm so tired of picking up messes. All I do, I swear, 90% of every day of my life watching my kids is spent picking up messes. And I encourage them to help pick up the messes. My 7-year-old is definitely old enough to pick up her own messes, but she's really bad at it. Hoping she gets better. She is the lazy one of the group. But it's just... And then, you know, the oldest one's a daughter who I'm technically like her stepdad. She's a biological dad. So, like, there's that situation. And that just always makes things stressful because now she's starting to slowly realize that, like, that's her quote-unquote real father. And I'm just like this guy who lives in the house, apparently, even though I raised her. And he wasn't in her life for the first 3 years. Like, I literally was there from 9 months until where she is now every day of her life, supporting her and financially and emotionally and being her full-time father. But you know what? It is what it is. He feels bad, so he, you know, showers her with gifts and spoils her and takes her on these trips to amazing places that I just can't afford. And that's fine. You know, you deal with that. That's an extra stress on top of, you know, in my parenting life. And then you have my life, you know, here at Nintendo Prime, where I sit down and I'm going through my stuff and I'm looking at business emails and this, that, like, hey, we got a business email today. Someone's going to be sending us a product to review for Switch, and that's great. We're not talking about a game. We're talking about another, I think it's a case. I think it's a travel case, or not even a travel case. It's like a protecting, like for you to use your Switch and like have like drop protection and stuff. So I've never reviewed one of those. So I'm going to be reviewing one of those in the next month. There you go, teased. Those kind of emails are cool. I don't get them very often. Last one I got was for RAV power banks, which I don't even have one sitting around here right now. They're all dead. I need to charge them. But yeah, like I haven't gotten a product like that in a while. You know, I had the Total Mount wall mount, which was my first one. Those RAV power banks were my second. Any other ones I bought myself. But yeah, so you sit down and you find out, oh, I've been rejected from E3. I wasn't working when that happened. Eric called me and he's like, dude, we got rejected for E3. I'm like, well, there goes $500 I wasn't planning to spend. Oh man. But it is, you know, it is what it is. So like because then I think finally I got my kids to bed right now, right? Like now I get some relief at work. I get to sit down and just work. And I enjoy my work. It's kind of like a respite from the rest of my life. And then you find out you're rejected from E3. You find out all this crap about your YouTube videos not getting views. You find out about demonetization like it was all of January. You look at your revenue for this month because you're not getting a lot of views and you haven't had like a really big super chat night. Your revenue is like at an all-time low, like the lowest it's ever been since we started monetizing. And you're just sitting here and you're just like, I'm a failure. Let me just go jump off a cliff. Everyone will be better off without me, right? Like, my life insurance policy will pay for my fiance and my kids to live for many years. It's a multi-million-dollar policy. It'll take care of any back things we owe. It'll fix our credit rating. It'll set my kids up for college. And I'm like, everyone will be better off if I just do that. But I'm not actually suicidal. These are just, if you're a parent and you're, like, stressed out and then you go to work for relief and then work ends up, like, being the exact opposite of what you hoped it would be, it all bubbles up. And then there's this, like, we're doing this live stream. This live stream is just kind of me venting. And the reason I'm venting to you guys, normally I would do a lot of this venting to my fiance. Not all of it, because, you know, she's just as stressed as I am a lot of times, so she doesn't want to hear this shit. She wants all the good parts of me and none of the bad. And the bad parts of me are basically anytime I'm stressed out. Since I'm stressed out a lot, there's a lot of bad. So I need a different way to vent out things, and that's what this is for. I tell her about things like we were rejected from E3. She knows I'm disappointed. She knows, I mean, she feels bad that it's going to cost me even more money. She knows I wasn't planning for that. She knows how important this E3 trip is, and blah, like she knows a lot of stuff, but I can't really vent to her like this. It would just make her mad. And especially now because it's getting to that time of the month for her. And as someone who is depressed and has a bad anxiety and it's that time of the month, no amount of medication she's on helps anything at this time of the month. So mood wildly swinging and can't really do anything. Like I was goofing around last night because like a week ago, she when I was having a really bad time, she threw ice water in my face. And it actually got me really, really mad. But I didn't say anything to her about how mad I got from it because I didn't want her to feel bad that she did that. I just internalized the anger because I didn't want to yell at her. So I thought she was in a good mood last night, and I hit her with some ice water in the face when she was in the bathroom. In the bathroom. She's getting ready for work, but getting ready for work way earlier than usual. And she just got pissed. She even took off the engagement ring. I think it's still sitting on the bathroom counter. But it's that time of the month. Like, she doesn't mean it, but I don't know. Like, yeah, I can't even goof around with her like that right now. Like, it's basically for like the next week, I have to try to have as little communication with her directly as I can, as much as I can, with us living in the same house and being together and loving each other and raising children together. It's kind of rough. But because I even being myself, like, the best parts of me right now, like, would even make her mad. So this time of the month is rough. Every month. Is it bad that I can't wait till she has menopause? And yes, that's going to be a very rough time. But afterwards, oh, finally. Finally. Let me. Oh, she's actually texting me right now. She has an idea about something, apparently. I don't know what that is. She always has ideas. She's actually really good for ideas. Executing them, not so much, but having them, she's very good at that. And then gaming. Well, hold on. Before I get into gaming, let me just check out what you guys were saying about when I was just kind of talking about life, giving you some insight into my life a little bit. So I have an idea. So what's that? She says nothing. What an idea. So let me scroll up a little bit here. Join Master of Hyrule Discord to be notified of Nintendo Prime videos, sometimes before it appears on YouTube Subbox. Oh, wait, what a way to advertise your Discord. I should be setting up my own Discord to publish every video I put up, but I don't have it set up that way yet. Maybe I'll let someone be a moderator just once to add that functionality. We'll see. I know Duo Master always begs to be one. Because it would be kind of cool to have that appear. I obviously don't have the time to set it up. At least not today. Dude, meth is good. Dude, meth kills you. No. I have lost family members to meth. No, it is not cool. So yeah, let's not even joke about that kind of crap. Let's see here. I wonder if YouTube set a limit on how many videos can appear in a sub box per 15 minutes or something. No. No, it's because it's not just a sub feed thing. It's not appearing on our own channels. When I publish a live video, it doesn't even appear on my channel. You guys wouldn't even know I put a video up, basically. There's no evidence there's a video live except that I can see it on the back end live. This is an issue that's been existing for a while and has finally bubbled up so much that I don't know why big creators weren't getting affected before. Maybe they were and they didn't notice, and now it's happening frequently enough that they do notice. I think Philip DeFranco was actually one of the first big YouTubers to mention something about it recently. I think he put out a tweet about it because he noticed it with one of his videos. He's like, hey, YouTube, what's up with that? There's always going to be constant issues with YouTube. It's a huge site. I understand that. But these kind of issues, these suck. This is like, this is worse than Adpocalypse because at least you were still growing as a channel and gaining viewership. Whereas now, we're stuck in a rut. Parents and Nate who put up their kids are heroes. Oh, thanks, man. I don't consider myself a hero. Maybe I'm a hero to them. Maybe one day, like, when my kids realize all the sacrifices and all the hard work it is, maybe they'll write one of those essays they do in school about how, my dad's my hero or my mom's my hero. The kind of things that parents always dream of. I don't expect it because they're kids, but you're bleeding in both your ankles. That sucks. After the stream today, I have to so this is going on my right knee because my right knee's hurting now out of nowhere. One of these is going on my left knee and on my back because that's killing me now. And this is going down my fiance's throat so she'll sleep. Because she's been having a lot of insomnia lately. That's the way my night's ending anyways. Because it's been bad. I finally got my gym membership paid, so I'm going to be going to the gym this weekend. But before I can go to the gym, I need to get some good sleep, and I need to start getting my knee and my back pain a little bit more under control. Because it's going to hurt when I'm working out. I expect that. But I don't want it to hurt so bad heading into the workout that I don't work out as intense as I need to. And no, I'm not going to take like a Vicodin before you work out. That's like dumb. Don't do that. Just don't. That's dumb. Tylenol, sure, but let's see. Some parents ignore their kids completely. They do. You're gonna live stream that? I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see here. I'm just trying to read what you guys are saying. Make sure there's a trampoline bottom. What? I have a trampoline in the backyard, believe it or not. I use it. Like, when people talk about, oh, look at all this weight you gained. I'm like, dude, I miss my trampoline. I used to work out on my trampoline a lot. I love it. They're doing flips and everything. Even at my age, it's so fun. And my weight. Actually, my weight is what makes me fly up even further. I can jump even higher. Because, like, I just get springboarded like crazy off that thing. It's awesome. I miss it. I also miss the pool. As much as it's like a little tiny pool, like, oh, I miss it. Am I going to do a gym vlog? No. No. I'm not going to do a gym vlog. I mean, maybe one. Maybe one sometime. But, as for happiness, I always feel we should try to end our day with a little happiness. As best as we can. So, I'm eating some carrots. Makes me a little happy that I'm eating this instead of like some chips or something. That makes me a little happy. I have a soda sitting here that I do not think this entire stream I've taken a swig out of. So that makes me happy. $5. Buying you a drink sounds like you need a double. This one's on me. Thanks, man. Feels like I could use one every day, let me tell you. But thank you. Yeah. Ooh, we're getting low on the rum. We always run out of rum chowder first, I swear. Thanks, my man. But, yeah. And on a happy note, we got to down that. My fiance just got home, so hopefully spend a little time with her. And yeah. You know, hold on to the happy things in life. The happy moments with your kids, the happy moments at your job, with your hobbies, with gaming. You know, I said I was going to talk about gaming a little bit. Gaming's one way I like to release some things. Like when you see me play a lot of NBA and it's not on live stream, it's because it's just a nice way to release my anger, even if I lose. Besides yelling and swearing. I mean, I have 3 kids around. I can't just scream all the time. But I can stare intently at my game and act like I'm screaming into it. And then there's this live stream. Live streams like this, as much frustration as I've vented out, I have vented. And I feel lighter now. I feel like I've taken a burden, and while it's not gone, you guys have helped me take it a little bit off of my chest. I'm not putting the burden on you guys like the $500 extra for E3. I'm not sitting here like, give me $500. I'm not asking you to lift that burden off me. I'm not asking you to lift any of the burdens off of me. You know, the fact that we have low revenue this month. I'm not asking you guys to fix that. You know, if we have a huge night live streaming this month that takes care of the entire month, awesome. But if we don't, we don't. All I care about is end your day the happy way. Whatever that needs to be. Maybe it's the right hand, maybe it's the left. Maybe it's a swig, or maybe it's a game, or maybe it's a movie, or maybe it's just, you know, watching your kids sleep. You know, not creepily, of course, but, you know, just glancing in there and seeing them sound asleep and looking happy, holding their favorite blanket or stuffed animal, or whatever the case may be. Maybe it's putting on some comfy clothes and watching Netflix and chilling. Just make sure you try to, no matter how rough your day has been, try to find a way to end it happy. And that's what I want to end this stream with, is just end happy. You know, I'm a guy that deals with a lot of crap. And streams like this and my other streams, they help me end my day happy. Either because I've had way too much to drink, way too much wine, or whatever the case may be. That always helps. But that's not a healthy way to deal with stuff. Just find a way that makes you happy with who you are. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go spend a little time with my fiance and hopefully have a lovely end to the night. As I said, she's hitting that time of the month, so it could go the exact opposite way. But if it does, you'll see another video come out tonight because I'll need to vent myself through a video. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll be back tomorrow playing Stick of Truth yet again. So stay tuned for that. As Gamer God Wannabe, play more Stick of Truth. Yep. I will be doing that tomorrow. See you guys later.